is the Doublet Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
Yes then, people, we are back inside the building. It's just gone 7:45 here on Trickstar Radio. How are we feeling out there this morning? I hope your mornings are going swimmingly. It's time for us, however, to jump into today's episode of Marvel Watch with our official review of the latest episode of Loki. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I said on this show, actually, that I felt the series was moving a little bit slowly. And I now understand why. Because last night, the entire series was blown wide open. Everything about the series completely changed, and there were some very, very epic moments that took place, including a post-credit trailer, which I was so excited to see. I had a feeling there would be one, so I stuck around for the end, and it was there. And I'm so excited to talk about it this morning. So, if you aren't already aware, we will be giving you a spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. That is your spoiler warning klaxon, and we are now going to get into the conversation. It's very, very exciting this morning, purely because we're going to be breaking down this episode as much as we possibly can. First of all, we have seen that there is essentially a Lokiverse opening up. By the looks of things, if not a Lokiverse, some level of multiverse where different versions of reality are culminating, in which when people get prodded and when people get taken away from the TVA, they essentially get sent to somewhere where all of their other variants go. This is very, very exciting because it means we do have the possibility of a multiverse opening up. This series, out of all of them, seems the most likely to kind of give us the idea of the multiverse, which Marvel have teased so many times. They teased it in Spider-Man. They teased it a bit in Doctor Strange, although they actually came up and said that it exists in Doctor Strange. They teased it in WandaVision as well. But is this now finally the time where we get to dive into the MCU's version of the multiverse? We saw in the post-credit scene that Loki lands in a sort of broken New York scene. You can see Avengers Tower and the Sanctum in the background, and it's all just ruins. And in front of him stands 3 alternate Lokis plus an alligator version of Loki, which is really exciting. There's loads of theories online about what this means. But first of all, Richard E. Grant coming to the MCU. I am so excited to see this guy in the MCU. One of the most daunting figures on TV. I've seen him in so many things where he's kind of turned up and he's just added this level of kind of gravitas and this level of just kind of like he has such a way of projecting when he acts and such a way of inspiring fear in the way he talks and his kind of presence. It's going to be so interesting to see him as an older version of Loki. There are 2 other versions as well. To be honest, my comic book knowledge on Loki isn't actually that in-depth, so I've pretty much looked online to find this, but there are numerous scenes where we see different versions of Loki, especially these 3. One is Boastful Loki, I believe. One is Classic Loki, and the other one is Child Loki. And then we've got Alligator Loki with a little hat on. What's going on? It's opened up so many doors. We also saw Mobius kind of get blimped away and just kind of, and now he's gone. We have no idea where he's gone. We haven't seen him since. Some interesting facts about this episode post it airing. Sylvie Star, Sophia Di Martino, is now the #1 most popular celebrity on IMDb, surpassing Tom Hiddleston's #4 ranking. So off the back of the 4 episodes, she has now become the most sought-after name on IMDb, which is very exciting indeed. A couple of other bits of interesting information that have come off the back of the Loki series. The cinematographer of Loki, Autumn Durald, has reportedly been hired for Black Panther 2. I've got to say, the visuals on this season have been absolutely spectacular. Nothing's been too over the top. Even the scene where they were on, where the planet was exploding and the moon was flying down and we're seeing meteors exploding all over the place, the kind of color grading and just the way it looked so alien, and then obviously the massive explosions going on at the same time. It was really, really enjoyable to see because it never looked over the top. I really like the sort of use of the portals they do, the sort of graphic behind that. Loki in general looks really, really cool with the magic he uses. Also, of course, we saw the return of Lady Sif. The last time I saw her was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and before that it was in Thor: The Dark World. To see her back in action again was very, very exciting. Hopefully she appears before the end of the series as well. We also actually got to see the Timekeepers for once, and we saw that they were actually robots and someone else is behind all of this. We have no idea where this season can go from here. They have blown it wide open, and I am so excited about the fact that they've blown it wide open, because for me it was moving a little bit slowly. It was dragging just a little bit, but now my head's full of ideas, my head's full of excitement for where the season eventually goes. And we've still got Black Widow launching next week. Please remember that, people. We've got Black Widow launching next week, and I can't help but feel the 2 series will culminate somehow. One's a series, one's a film. I can't help but feel the 2 will overlap. Marvel Marvel Studios are far too clever in their marketing and the way they interweave different series and projects for those two to not be interwoven. I have a funny feeling we will see Loki pop up at some point or see Black Widow pop up in Loki. That's what I think is going to happen moving forward, but there we go. Out to everyone enjoying these breakfast clip videos. This, of course, will be going up onto youtube.com/CubCamTV. Let us know if there's anything you would like us to discuss on the show. As always, at CubKXVU, at Trickstar Radio as well. You can lock in via the Trickstar Radio app live. If you haven't already, do go and download it. It's very much worth doing. The best way to lock in, and you can check out all the older shows as well. For now, though, we're going to move forward. The sounds of Koji Radical. This one new from him. It goes by the name of 2FS. Following that, we've got some Rema for you as well.
This is Breakfast with Kxvu, bringing you their morning flavors on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.